bit of an update. So we are 10 minutes left in the first 4-hour stint we've had with Becca on her channel with some lovely guests. We've had Zelina, KJ and Starla on with us, YouTubers I wasn't aware of, so I was loving meeting them and getting to know them. I have a small amount left of Mirror Mirror by Ben Kalita left. This is my first book that I'm reading and it is hitting the first 2 prompts, fantasy and dark cover. It's also one of the books that I had for Ping Pong, so it's handy to tick that off as well. I'm loving it so far. It's very, very, very similar to the initial story. It says that it's meant to be with a twist, but there hasn't been much of a twist so far, other than a little bit more backstory from the evil queen and kind of like where she came from. And I have a feeling there's going to be a little bit more at the end with how the prince gets cursed rather than Snow White. So I realized that I'm very unorganized and I don't have any snacks for this weekend. It's been absolutely pouring down rain, so I haven't really wanted to go out and get anything, but there's a bit of a break in the weather at the moment. So I'm thinking I might say hi in the next reading sprint, and then maybe I'll go shopping, or maybe I'll go shopping later today, ready for tomorrow to have snacks. But I have like food. I had like nuggets and chips and stuff earlier, as you saw, but I don't have like snacks. So I guess I could do what Becca does and just have oats as my snack, because that's all she bought for Becca's Bookoplathon. But yeah, loving it so far. Not really my favorite of the twisted tales. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not been amazing. My favorite would probably be the Mulan twisted retelling, but still enjoyed it. It's been a quick read and I'm excited to see what else comes up prompt-wise to pick something else. I'm tempted to just like read another book now and hope it hits a prompt later once I finish this, because the new prompt isn't dropping for another, like, I think 4 hours. So, you know, I'm going to finish this well before the next prompt comes up. Do I take a risk and read something else and then hope it hits prompts in the future, or do I take a break? I don't know. I'm kind of on a roll, so I kind of want to keep reading. Stay posted. I'll let you know how I go.
I've got fat fingers. This is going to be awful.
Yes.
That's a lot. Fuck.
No, that's more than a shot. That's a double.
We stand.
We ready? Right. I'm gonna
Shot.
So I've finished Mirror Mirror and they're just about to do another sprint, but I don't have my next book decided on yet. So I'm gonna use this sprint to go for a snack break. So I am going to put some normal clothes on rather than what I'm wearing and quickly go grab some snacks so that I can like plow on through tonight with my next book that I decide to read. So I am dressed and ready to go. I've had to snuggle up because it is raining outside still, unfortunately. But the things we do for the snacks. But I have realized that I still have one more Ping Pong book to finish for the month, and I have it on audio. So I'm gonna listen to that while I'm driving to the shop. So it's still technically reading during the readathon. And if it so happens to hit the next prompt, fantastic, I'm well ahead. Now, what snacks do I get? That is the ultimate question. So snacks are acquired. Just realized my radio is playing. Snacks are acquired. It was fucking crazy. People are going insane at the shops. And there was youths everywhere like doing crazy shit. So yeah, I'm going home with my snacks to snuggle up with another book, I will be sure to show you my haul. So sprint, I think it's probably 3 based on how long I was at the store for this live, is starting now. But I figured I would quickly show you my snack haul. And then I am probably going to dive into this one, which is Our Souls at Night by Kent Haruf, which is a small book, but it is set in the present, and it's a small book because it's under 300 pages, under 200 pages, I think. But I also have this one, which is The Transmigration of Bodies by Yuri Herrera, which is a translated small book. So I'm thinking I want to do one of these two because I'm thinking somehow they'll fill prompts in the future, depending on what comes up. And they're nice quick reads, so I can kind of get them smashed out during a sprint. And I think one of them even has a audiobook for it. But then I also feel like I should be finishing the audiobook that I meant to be finishing for Peak Prom. However, I'm not liking it. It is the Ray Bearer by, I can never pronounce the name. I'll put it up here so you can see what it is. But it was my YouTube fave prompt, and I expected to love it. A lot of people have told me I love it. I'm like 45, almost 50% in, and I am needing something to happen real smart quick for me to actually keep going. But let's talk snacks. So I went to the reject shop because they have cheap snacks, and I got chocolate coated Oreos because why not? I got Cadbury Milk Fingers because cookies plus chocolate, can't go wrong. I then got sour pencils because everyone needs something sour to snack on, and then it kind of like separates the chocolate. And then I also got these two, which I haven't tried before, which are these like raspberry and strawberry pencils. So I think they're kind of similar to the sour pencils, but they're not sour. Then I also got a really nice dinner for tonight. So I think I'm going to be sorted to do quite well once the second lot of prompts drop. I'm just waiting for them now. So I'm just kind of reading stuff just to read, hoping that I'm hitting something that may or may not be a prompt in the future. So it is 8 p.m. here. I got about a little over halfway through another book, doing some sprints, and then I watched about 2,500 TikToks, because I kind of don't really want to start too many more books until I get the prompts. Now the prompts aren't going to be dropped until midnight my time, so I'm thinking I'm going to watch a couple episodes of something on Netflix until the next dice drop. Then I might aim to get one of the 2 prompts finished if I can't combine those prompts, or I would try and combine those prompts and at least get a solid chunk of that started before I go to bed. And then my aim is to get up at probably 6 or 7 again tomorrow morning, and yeah, just finish off that prompt ready for the next prompt drop, which I think is at 11 a.m. if I've calculated the time difference correctly. So that'll give me a decent chunk to get it finished in the morning, even if I go to bed fairly reasonably tonight. So that's the stand plan. We'll see how it goes. Anthony's out tonight, so don't really have to worry too much about like keeping him awake or staying up, etc. So it should be pretty good. I'm excited. I'm having fun. I'm feeling tired because they're tired, and I have been staring at a screen all day being part of these lives. But I have serious FOMO, so I don't want to like stop watching and risk missing something. So I think my plan is going to be that they're going to do, I think, 1 or 2 more sprints. So I might try and finish my audiobook, which is my last pick pong prompt, which is Firekeeper's Daughter. No, not Firekeeper's Daughter. I finished that already. Raybearer. But I'm not really loving it, so I'm finding the motivation to read it very low at the moment. But I kind of want to get it finished because then I'll have pick pong finished. So I won't have to worry too much about, you know, the rest. Like after this weekend, I'll be free to read what I want. And there's a couple of books I still want to fit into this month if I can. I've already eaten 2 or 3 of my snacks because it's in front of me. So I had to hide them in the cupboard and pretend that they're not here. And I've just been trying to drink water so that I stay awake. But I'm thinking it is coffee time because I am starting to struggle. I usually go to bed at like 9 p.m. And the plan is to try and stay up until the midnight prompt drop. It's fun though. I'm having a good time and I'm getting a lot of reading done. So I do love sprints and I do love the girls that I'm sprinting with. So it has been fun. And I hope everyone else is doing well in this. So I really needed to wake up. So I have moved to the table. I'm doing some diamond painting. I'm taking a book out of Becca's book and I am listening to an audiobook while I diamond paint. I'm listening to the audiobook, which is my final pick pong prompt, which is Raybearer. And something just happened that makes me want to keep listening. I was kind of like dragging and getting sick of it. But damn. Something's just happened and now I'm like, cool, need to find out what's happened. So it took up till part 3 for me to be actually invested. But now I'm curious to see what's going to happen. So I have 3 hours left of the audiobook. So there's 34 minutes left in this sprint. I'll give you an update soon. Shit's getting serious. Like, So we are 20 minutes out from roll drop number 2. And I have a few books lined up, but I am on Struggle Street. My voice is going. I am keen for bed, but I just want to stay up for this drop because I want to kind of like be prepared for what I'm going to be doing when I wake up in the morning. And I just love the aesthetic of a Frolic Through Fictions page and her videos. And so I know that her live is just going to be like this super chill vibe. So I kind of want to be there for that. So I'm thinking my plan is going to be that I'm going to do audiobooks moving forward so that I don't have to have the light on. And if I fall asleep during the live, I fall asleep during the live. I have a beautiful comfy like day bed with like pillows everywhere. I'm set. I am going to pee and get ready for that. My plan was to kind of have like a camera on the screen and then like a camera facing me to show you my reaction, but my camera, if you haven't noticed, I've been filming this entire vlog on my phone because my camera decided to just not play ball today, so I've just given up on that idea. So I will just tell you my thoughts after they're dropped because sometimes you gotta roll with the punches, and that's what I'm doing in this readathon. And I apologize, the quality of this vlog is going to be all on my phone, but I didn't want to not do it because I'd planned to vlog the whole experience. And so I'm just doing it on my phone because my camera's just decided not to play ball. So c'est la vie is what it is. This video will be as rat shit as what my hair is looking like at the moment, and it'll be fun. But this is what happens when you've been reading and sprinting for, I think I'm at 12 hours now. 12 hours straight. Yeah. So peace. See you at the next drop. Okay, so the prompts have just dropped. The first was contemporary. No, sorry. The first was POC rep and the second was contemporary. So my plan was to combine the prompts to try and fit things. So what I can do is I can read or finish reading, because I've already started, Get a Life, Chloe Brown. It's contemporary, it's POC. But then I was like, do I challenge myself and read 2 books? So I could do The Everlasting, I just hit myself on the face, The Everlasting Rose, which is POC. And then I have This One Summer, which is a like graphic novel that I could do for the contemporary side. I don't know what to do. Do I challenge myself or do I go with the easy option of one that like I need to read this month anyways and I've already started and I have the audiobook for? So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to read Get a Life, Chloe Brown, because it's POC and it actually hits the contemporary prompt. But then if I have time, because like if I finish that well before the next dice drop, I'll also pick up This One Summer. Because this time I managed to finish the books well before, like 5 hours before another dice drop. But it was too early for me to like go to bed. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to start Get a Life, Chloe Brown, see how far I can get through to it before I just have to go to bed tonight. I will go to bed probably no later than 1, and then I will wake back up at 6 or 7 and either finish it or start this one before the next drop at 11. I think that hits the prompts. I think that hits the plan. It's what I'm going with because I literally just spent 5 minutes running around looking at my giant stack of books. Like you can see my room looks like absolute chaos. I have stacks of books everywhere. I had stacks and stacks of books and I was going through and I'm like, I can't find any POC. And then I was like, this one is POC, but I put it aside as a potential sequel because it was the only sequel I had that also had an audiobook that wasn't like 1,000,000 pages long. Oh my God, this is the most stressful thing I have done in my life, but I'm also having so much fun. So I'm gonna go grab my book, Ready for the Sprint, which is starting in like 2 minutes. And I'll let you know my thoughts when I get a bit further into it. Okay, morning. I'm whispering because Anthony is still asleep. I just got up. It is 7 a.m. and the next sprint's just started, so I'm going to be listening to Get a Life, Chloe Brown. But it is coffee time. I could carry the whole world around in these bags. I have not done all-nighters since I was like 18. Worth it. So I'm cutting this really fine. I have this much left of my second book to hit the last two, or the latest 2 prompts, which is contemporary and POC. And it is 11 minutes past 10. So the new prompt is dropping in 50 minutes. But I'm listening to this audiobook on ×3 speed. So I think I'm gonna get it finished. I'm reorganizing my bookshelf as I listen to it to kind of like keep me awake, and it seems to be working. But I'm very keen for the next drop because I have so many books I want to get to, and I'm just keen to see what prompts are going to be able to be used. I love how this book can go from completely normal to like 100% Richter scale smart in like no time. This book really, I like wasn't liking it in the beginning. I didn't like Chloe. I thought she was arrogant, but I've grown to like her, and I think I'm gonna continue with the series because it is fun. I like the way that Talia Hibbert writes, and I like the way she writes her smart. It's well done in a way that it is like imaginative and creates the vibe that you want it to create, but it's not like cringy. I don't know. I could be wrong. Some people have said to me that they think it's cringy, but I think it's fine. The moment we all waited for. I am keen. Gav's slumber party is about to start. The new rolls are about to drop. I finished my book, loved Talia Hibbert's writing. It was like corny but fun. It was the typical romance with a little bit of banter, humor, good representation. So if you are looking for something, definitely pick up Get a Life, Chloe Brown. But I am now moved to my kitchen because on Sunday I usually meal prep. So I am going to have to be listening to these lives, sprinting, hopefully having an audiobook so that I can meal prep while I fulfill these prompts. So wish me luck. Once the prompts drop, I will let you know what I think and what I'm going to read.
And
it is time for the drops.
It is this one. Okay, are you guys ready for the first roll drop?
Yes.
Bookoplathon board roll number 3 is an 8. And that is the first book in a series.
Yes, I know what to do.
Did that play okay, firstly?
I saw it. Perfect.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so the first roll is the first book in a series. I really hope this really fits with everyone. I hope it's okay. Yeah, it's not that I can change it or anything, so on. And then, are you guys ready for the second roll?
Yes.
Because I am ready for the second roll. I think. I'll just share the screen again. And then, yeah, so this is the second roll.
2021 board roll number 3 is a 9. And that is a chance card. And my chance card is Confess by Colleen Hoover.
Ooh. Okay, so you guys don't have to read Confess by Colleen Hoover.
Okay.
That's not what the chance card is. So Becca, explain this to me. So, if you have your TBR and you have a set amount of books that you'd like to read, you have to pick the same amount of books for the books that you want to read and the books that you maybe don't want to read as much. You number them, you give them each a number, and then you can use a random number generator to pick which book you end up having to read. So, I mean, you guys, that is why we're not going to sprint until about half past.
Okay, here goes. I think I'm going to end up with 2 books for this. I'll let you know. Okay, so for first in a series, I am going to continue Rebel Rose by Emma Therault. This is on my Pickpong TBR, so it's a smart thing for me to do. I still have about a quarter left or something, so that's what I'm going to do for the first prompt of first in a series. As for my random number generator, I pulled out about 15 books that I thought I might use during Pickpong, and I have a photo of it. I'll put it kind of here-ish, and I just did a random number generator down there, and we will see which one I end up with, and that'll be the second book that I read in this 12-hour stint, which thankfully I'll be awake for most of, so it should be easy enough for me to get through both of them. I'm just hoping that the second one has an audiobook so that I can listen to that while I'm meal prepping, because Rebel Rose doesn't, so I have to sit down and physically read that. So I'm going to go do that number generator, and we'll see what I end up with. So I had my random number generator from 1 to 13, which is how many books I had in the stack. So we will generate. We ended up with number 2. So if I look at my stack, you can see that number 2, it's really hard to see in this, but it was my awesome, awful popularity plan. So I did a random number generator on my stack of 13 books I think I had between 1 and 13, and I got 2, which is my awesome, awful popularity plan by Seth Rudetsky. Nice little short one, which is good, and I think it also has an audiobook, which is really handy for my meal prepping. And it is also LGBTQ rep, I believe, from my understanding. I found this one at the op shop the other day for 50 cents. Never heard of it, but I just saw it was short and thought it would be good for this read along. So I'm excited to jump in and see what this book has to offer. I'll tell you a bit more about it as I read a bit more. I'm going to put my headphones in and start by listening to this one while I am meal prepping. Look, and unfortunately the book I was thinking of reading, my awful awkward popularity plan doesn't actually have an audiobook. So the likelihood is I won't be able to get that one read while I'm also meal prepping. So I'm going to read The Magic Misfits by Neil Patrick Harris instead for my first in a series, and then I will read physically the popularity plan as my random selection after I've done meal prepping. And then maybe I'll just also read the rest of Rebel Rose anyways if I have time, because I need to finish it for Big Pom anyways. But this is now going to be my first in a series choice that I'll listen to while I meal prep, because it's only a, I think, 4-hour audiobook. So if I listen to that on double speed like I usually do, I can probably have this finished in the time it takes me to meal prep. So that's the little shuffle that I'm doing. But yeah, I'm going to go back to meal prepping.
Three, two, one.
So Gav's live has just finished, getting ready to head over to Jade's, and I figure it is time for me to try and fix these bags under my eyes. I have 100 pages left of The Magic Misfits. I'm enjoying it so far. It's read by Neil Patrick Harris and it's very fun and exciting. I think I'm going to be left wanting to read the rest of the series. I don't think I'm going to have a lot of satisfaction having it finished. And then I am going to move on to My Awesome Awful Popularity Plan by Seth Rudsky. I think it's going to be good. I've done all meal prep. I don't really need to be doing anything around the house now, so I can just sit down and read this for as long as I need to. So yeah, that is my plan in the next 4-hour sprint, is to hopefully finish those 2 books. We'll see what happens. I'll let you know when I finish Magic Misfits what my final thoughts are. But so far I think it's kind of fun, middle grade, very young middle grade obviously, but Neil Patrick Harris's vibe is in there and is very much giving me kind of like a, between like Oliver Twist and something else. It's giving me vibes of something else, but it's very got an Oliver Twist kind of vibe, which is nice. It's fun. So I'm thinking there's going to be a bit of a found family kind of element, which I can appreciate. So we'll see what happens. So I just finished book number 5, The Magic Misfits by Neil Patrick Harris. I would say that I haven't put it through core pile yet, but it's probably going to fall around the 3.5 star-ish, high 3s. It was fun. I liked the narrator of it. Obviously it was narrated by Neil Patrick Harris himself. I feel like it was imaginative and creative, and I definitely liked Carter, who was the main character. And I did like the I've been up for way too long. I did find the found family element of it quite intriguing, which is awesome. It is one of 3 books, so obviously I'm keen to see where it goes. I probably won't rush out to get book 2 and 3, but if I stumbled across them at a book fair or something, I probably would get them. So next up, I will be reading My Awesome Awful Popularity Plan, and while I've actually got some time because we're not on a sprint at the moment, I'll tell you a little bit about this book. So from my understanding, there is a guy by the name of Justin, and he has a plan His simple plan is to start dating someone, please let it be Chuck, have his first kiss and become popular. His plan is ambitious as Chuck is the quarterback of the football team. Chuck is dating and kissing Justin's best friend Becky behind her father's back. Justin is currently less popular than the freshman who carries his tuba around. Justin Goldblatt's plan is sneaky. Start dating but not kissing Becky to impress Becky's father. 2. Win over Chuck with humor and talent. 3. Learn that insulting other kids is part of being cool. Justin Goldblatt's plan is completely crazy, or is it? Popular broadcaster Seth Rodresky takes a hilarious look at the ups and downs of high school, and readers gay or straight, male or female, young or old will recognise the heartbreaking and triumphs of surviving sophomore year. So I expect it to be a fun read, and it's not too long as well, so I should hopefully get this done in 1 or 2 sprints, hopefully, depending on how long Jade is going to make her sprints. But I have until 11 p.m. to finish this off. It's currently 10 to 4. I will need to stop and make dinner at some point, but I'm thinking I'm not going to have too much of an issue getting this one done in time. So this one is my my chance card choice.
The usual morning lineup. Pick up a book and read till your eyes are sore. Hop on a mask and sprint until the time's up. Read again and by then you're halfway to the end. So then I'll read a page or maybe 2 or 3. Consult my TBR, it's for Bookopoly. I'll read sci-fi and lit and maybe fantasy. And wonder when will we fit sleep in. Amazing!
So I just took a break to eat some dinner. The final sprint for Jade's channel is now on, and I am 30 pages into my book. I am finding it semi-funny, but it is also quite teenagery. So I'm hoping the main character doesn't continue to annoy me the way that he is. It is still raining here, like it has not stopped all weekend. I have a belly full of food, and I'm gonna try and last until the 11 p.m. drop, and then plan my read and go to bed. And then I'll get up in the morning at 10 to 5 to go to the gym, and I will hopefully be able to pick a read that has an audiobook so I can listen to it while I'm working out tomorrow morning. And then I get back and I will have from about 6 until 7:30 to finish it. So I kind of need to pick a read that I can finish in like 2 hours, depending on if it's a read that I've already started. I've got my stack of already started books there. I may be able to get that done in a lot less time, but if the prompts don't go in my favor and I have to pick a whole new book, I might have to just pick something on Libby or somewhere online that I can access, because I don't have many more short books left on my shelf that I can get done in that time. Wish me luck! So I just finished my last book for Bookoplathon while I was doing legs. My legs are on fire, and I'm so glad that they didn't die in the end, because that's what I was expecting. But I have officially finished. I will tell you all about the book that I read when I got home. I'll put it up here though for you so you know what I'm talking about, but it was just wholesome. And I hear there's a movie, so I'm gonna watch the movie. But now I'm gonna go back, do some thrusts, and then some core before I head home. But I officially finished. I will talk to you when I get home though, while I'm eating my breakfast before I go to work. I did it! I finished. I have read this one, Our Souls at Night by Kent Haruf. Obviously I started this earlier on in the readathon, but it thankfully hit a book set in the present and a genre that I don't really read or other. So my top genres are fantasy as well as thrillers and historical fictions, and this one is like a contemporary romance. It follows the story of two elderly people who decide to create a companionship, and they have sleepovers and then a relationship forms, and it's just one of those like feel good, not much of a plot, but just kind of a story about someone's life books, nice and quick. And I hear that there's a movie, so I'm definitely keen to watch that because I know it's going to make me bawl my eyes out. The good thing about this one is the book itself I was reading while I was at the gym, and I was expecting it to make me cry in the end, but it didn't. It just made me have a big smile on my face. So worth a read if you're after a short little like romance that isn't about young people. I am now going to get all this footage uploaded, get ready to start editing so you guys can see it, and I also have to edit a podcast. So it is 6 o'clock in the morning my time. The readathon still has about 5 hours left, but I have finished, and I feel good. I only got about 6 hours, maybe 8 hours total sleep across the 48 hours. So I am going to go to bed early tonight. You can see I do have some bags under my eyes, but I'm feeling quite good. I'm feeling happy. This was my first time participating in Becca's Bookoplathon, and I will definitely be doing it again. It was a great experience. I met some awesome people, had some cool laughs, and if you haven't participated and you're finding this vlog and you think you want to, I definitely highly recommend it. So until next time guys, happy reading.